The CPU is the heart of your gaming PC. It handles most of the computing tasks, from running games to managing background processes. The choice between Intel and AMD depends on your needs, with Intel generally known for strong single-core performance, which is important for certain games, while AMD offers strong multi-core performance, beneficial for multitasking in modern games. For a good balance, Intel Core i5, i7, or i9 processors, 13th gen or latest, or AMD Ryzen 5, 7, or 9, 7000 series or latest, are excellent choices. You'll need to ensure the CPU matches the motherboard socket, and consider clock speed, GHz, core count, for multitasking, and whether the CPU supports overclocking. The motherboard is where all your components connect. It determines your CPU compatibility, expansion options, and additional features like USB ports, Wi-Fi, and cooling support. The motherboard needs to match the CPU's socket type and form factor. Intel's Z-series chipsets, e.g., Z690, Z790, are best for overclocking and high-end features, while AMD's B550 and X570 chipsets offer similar advantages. When choosing a motherboard, consider the form factor, ATX, Micro ATX, or Mini ITX, expansion slots. For your GPU, storage, and peripherals, RAM slots. Ensure you have at least 4 for future upgrades, and VRM, voltage regulator module, quality if you plan to overclock. The GPU, or graphics card, is one of the most critical components for gaming, as it handles rendering images, animations, and videos in games. NVIDIA and AMD are the primary brands. NVIDIA's RTX series, e.g., RTX 4060, 4070, 4080, 4090, is known for its ray tracing, DLSS, deep learning supersampling, and superior driver support. AMD's Radeon RX series, e.g., RX 7700, 7800, 7900, offers great performance at more competitive price points. Look for a card with enough VRAM for your gaming resolution, 8GB for 1440p or 4K gaming. Make sure your motherboard has the required PCIe slots for the GPU, and ensure your case provides enough space and cooling. RAM stores data that the CPU and other components need to access quickly. For gaming, 16GB of RAM is a good starting point. If you do a lot of multitasking or content creation, 32GB may be better. Memory speed is also important for gaming performance, with 3200 MHz or 3600 MHz DDR4 RAM being common for most builds. DDR5 is also becoming more popular and offers higher speeds but requires a compatible motherboard. Always use RAM in pairs to take advantage of dual-channel performance, which offers better data transfer rates and improved performance. For storage, a combination of an SSD and an HDD is ideal. An SSD, solid-state drive, ensures fast boot times and game loading. NVMe M2 SSDs are the fastest and provide quick access to data. A 500GB or 1TB NVMe SSD is good for your operating system and main games. If you need more storage, an HDD, hard disk drive, is ideal for secondary storage, as they offer larger capacities at a lower cost per gigabyte. A 1TB or 2TB HDD is useful for storing large game libraries and other files you don't need to access frequently. The PSU powers all the components in your PC. Choose a PSU with enough wattage to handle your build's power requirements. For a mid-range gaming PC, 650W750W is generally sufficient, but if you're building a high-end system with a powerful GPU and multiple drives, you might need a PSU in the 850W1000W range. It's also essential to choose a PSU with an 80+ efficiency rating, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or titanium, which ensures better energy efficiency and reduces the risk of overheating and system instability. Modular PSUs allow you to use only the cables you need, reducing cable clutter and improving airflow inside the case. The case houses all your components and ensures adequate airflow to keep everything cool. When choosing a case, make sure it matches the form factor of your motherboard, ATX, Micro ATX, or Mini ITX. Look for a case with good airflow, which typically includes spaces for multiple intake and exhaust fans. A case with built-in cable management features will help keep the interior tidy and improve airflow. If you plan to overclock, consider a case with extra space and support for additional cooling solutions, such as liquid cooling. Popular case brands include NZXT, Corsair, Phanteks, and Fractal Design. Good cooling is essential for keeping your components from overheating, especially under load. Most CPUs come with stock air coolers, but if you plan to overclock, you might want to upgrade to a more powerful air cooler or an all-in-one, AIO, liquid cooler. A tower-style air cooler with a large heatsink and fans is typically sufficient for most gaming builds. If you're using a high-performance CPU and overclocking, an AIO liquid cooler may offer better thermal performance. Additionally, ensure that your case has enough space and provisions for case fans. Installing a mix of intake and exhaust fans will improve airflow and overall system cooling. For gaming, the most common operating system is Windows 10 or 11. Windows has broad compatibility with most games and gaming-related software, making it the preferred choice for gamers. Linux is an alternative, but not all games support it, and compatibility can sometimes be an issue, though support is improving for popular titles. While peripherals aren't technically part of the PC build, they're essential for a complete gaming experience. A good gaming monitor should offer at least a 1080p resolution and a refresh rate of 144 Hz or higher for smoother gameplay. Look for a monitor with G-Sync, for NVIDIA GPUs, or FreeSync, for AMD GPUs, for reduced screen tearing. A mechanical keyboard with customizable switches and keypress feedback is favored by many gamers for better typing feel and responsiveness. Similarly, a gaming mouse with a high DPI sensor and customizable buttons can give you an edge in competitive games. Don't forget a good headset for immersive sound and communication in multiplayer games.